ixamBee truly believes in this, that an ounce of the practice is worth more than tons of preaching. And the outcome of this sentence you can observe in anything what we do, whether it is a video, a live class or our PDF notes. We always keep it very crisp एंड वेरी फोकस्ड. ज्यादा इधर उधर की बातें करके आपका और हमारा समय नहीं खराब करना है. द बेस्ट स्ट्रेटजी इज योर own strategy. However, we help you in finding out your strategy. This is the question I asked you in the last video. I'm sorry to say guys, या तो आप लोग ठीक से तैयारी नहीं कर रहे हैं, आपको इनके आंसर आते ही नहीं है, या फिर इस बात को आप सीरियसली नहीं ले रहे हैं कि अगर आप रिप्लाई करोगे, अगर आप एक्टिवली पार्टिसिपेट करोगे तो आपकी ही लर्निंग इंप्रूव होगी, और जब आप गलत करोगे तब ज्यादा लर्निंग इंप्रूव होगी. Coming to the answer to this question, to strengthen the regulatory provisions against an unauthorized trade, SEBI stipulated that stockbrokers cannot execute client order. So these were the answer options. Here all these are applicable for booking any client order. This is the SEBI guideline. So it can be a physical record which is signed by the client, or it can be a telephone recording. When the customer makes a call, the traders are required to record that call, or it can be an email, or it can be any transaction over the internet, even messages from the mobile phone, or any other legally verifiable record is good enough to do any transaction by the brokers on behalf of the customer. And this is interesting and comparatively an easy question. I hope that now onwards, at the end of this video, you will participate by answering the question. Coming to the first question for today, debt instruments used to finance green projects that deliver environment benefit are called. So here we have 4 options and 5th option is none of the above. Directly going to the question without wasting time, because 3 of the options are of no use. The answer to this is these are called green debt securities, also called green bonds. So green bond is nothing different from another regular bond. The only difference is the use of the money raised from the green bonds is used for green projects, means environment friendly projects. It can be any private or public activity where the money is used for financing or refinancing any environment friendly projects, which is called green debt security or green bonds. Next question, SEBI issued guideline on specification of ISINs for debt securities. What does ISIN stand for? You shall know the full form of ISIN. We have these options here, 5 options. Again, 4 options are of no use. So we will go to answer directly. If you want to try, pause the video and mark your answer. The correct answer to this is, it is International Securities Identification Number. It is a unique code for identifying every security, and it consists of 2-character alphabet country code specified in ISO 6166. You are not supposed to remember this, but you may remember that it is a 2-character alphabet for the country and then 9-character alphanumeric security identifier and then ISIN check digit. Now coming to third question for today, which of the following is correct about REITs? And I hope that you remember the full form of REIT. If not, Google it right now, because everything shall not come on platter, right? So now options 3 statements here. So REITs are allowed to raise money by debt securities. Read it up to here only. Statement B, single asset REITs are allowed. Statement C, REITs can invest at least 50% stake in holdcos, that is holding companies, or SPVs, special purpose vehicle. So now you have to tell me which, this should have been 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So this is nothing, D is there. So these 5 options are here and you have to tell which one is the correct. I am coming to the right answer. Before this, I am telling you that the best course for SEBI Grade A exam is available at ixamBee. As I said, there are 5,000 practice questions and specialized faculty for both phase 1 and phase 2, with whom you will have live interactions in addition to 300 recorded videos which you can watch anytime at your convenience. You want to know more about it, you can contact us at this number. And you want to see the free demo of the course, find out the link in the description tab on the YouTube below. Now coming to the answer of the question, here only A and C are correct because single asset REITs are allowed. So this is not correct because here we have written not allowed. And if you have not Googled, you shall know that REIT means Real Estate Investment Trust. Along with the other guidelines, so it is allowed that single asset REITs and also to have at least 50% stake in holdcos or SPVs. Now coming to question 34. For today it is fourth question, but this is question number 34 because we have already done 3 videos prior to this video. So today we are doing the fourth video. The question is securities trading done with the use of mathematical formula run by powerful computers is known as. I think this is a very simple question. If you are preparing for SEBI exam, you must have heard this term. और अगर नहीं सुना है ये टर्म तो पता होना चाहिए. The right answer to this is called algorithm trading. Those who come from computer science background or those who know anything about technologies, nowadays we talk a lot about algorithm for different functions. So people have developed algorithm for doing trading, and most of the algorithm actually try to find out the arbitrage to take the benefit of the arbitrage. That is why in today's market arbitrage lies for a very small time fraction of seconds, because the computer does trading very quickly. If you want to understand more, you may, but for exam purpose, this is good enough. Coming to next question 35. In monetary policy review of 2018 October, a very recent monetary policy review, RBI had changed its stance, monetary policy stance from neutral to. So what is the latest monetary policy stance? Earlier it was neutral. Here the correct answer is now it has been called calibrated tightening. Most of the people were thinking RBI is going to change the interest rate because of the liquidity condition in the market, but RBI has not changed the interest rate. It kept the same because RBI is targeting the 4% inflation, which is the mandate to RBI. You must be remembering 4% plus minus 2 is there. So the range is from 2% to 6%, but RBI focuses keeping it around 4%. Now coming to next question 36. Which of the following is an alternative mechanism introduced in 2006 to facilitate listed companies to raise capital in Indian securities market? So there are some 5 methods of raising money we have listed here in the answer options: offer for sale, open market operations, qualified institutional placement, preferential allotment, and private placement. Though the answer is 1, but I am telling you for this exam you shall know each and every term. I am not explaining all term in this answer, but I have explained all these terms in different videos. If you don't remember, Google it, you will find all definitions and the explanation very easily. The thing I am mentioning here is qualified institutional placement, which is an alternative mechanism introduced in 2006 to facilitate listed companies to raise capital in the Indian securities market. And QIP is a process which enables a listed company means the company which is listed on a stock exchange, to issue equity shares, full or partially convertible debentures, or any other security or warrant to a qualified institutional buyers. QIBs are also defined by SEBI. This data and the definition I have taken from the SEBI annual report, because for exam I am also preparing a summary of the annual report, the important point from SEBI annual report. So this data from the annual report is also mentioned here, but you may not remember this data for the exam. This is a very comparatively non-important data for the exam purpose. Now coming to next question. As Nifty represents the stock market index in India, so Nifty is 1. So you have like another Sensex. So these are the stock market indices. Likewise, IBO-SPA, I do not know how they pronounce it because it is from some other country. I am going to tell from which country because that is the question here. So IBO-VESPA is the index from which country? And again I am telling you, I have not picked up any random index from any country. It has some meaning which was mentioned in the SEBI annual report. That's why I am asking this question here. The correct answer to this is Brazil. And this index, Brazil's IBO-SPA and Rasad CRTX were mentioned because of the very high volatility in these indices. If you compare these with Nifty, if Nifty has 10 volatility, so these are at 19.1 and 18.5. Annualized volatility is compounded as the standard deviation of the logarithmic returns of the closing levels of the indices multiplied with the square root of number of trading days, assumed to be 252 here for this comparison. Again, this chart has come from the SEBI annual report. If you are interested in more detail, you can read there. Now coming to next question, by March 2018, how many total Demat accounts were there with NSDL and CSDL? So there are two depositories, NSDL and CSDL. So what is the total number of Demat accounts in India in March 2018? So we have these answer options here and you have to find out which can be the correct one, and I don't think any guesses will work here, so you have to know this. The correct answer is 3.2 crore. 1.7 crore are with NSDL and 1.5 crore accounts are with CSDL. And at NSDL there are 19,000 plus companies and at CSDL there are 10,000 plus companies. So this number keeps on increasing as more people are opening Demat account, but March 18 number are important one for the exam purpose. Next question, Indian companies can raise money in foreign currency by. So which is the mechanism to raise foreign currency? We have four options here, four options to raise money. Then these are the answer options 1 to 5. So first is like issue of FCCBs, foreign currency convertible bond. So can that be used for raising foreign currency? Yes. Issue of shares through GDR and ADR, we have discussed that several times. That GDR or ADR are used for raising money from the foreign country. And external commercial borrowing. This also we discussed in many videos when we were discussing the important questions for RBI exam. Companies use external commercial borrowing to raise loans, debt money from abroad, external commercial borrowing. And D by FCNR deposit. Actually the name itself suggests deposit. So how a company is going to take the deposit? These deposits are taken only by the bank from the NRI. So this is not the correct answer. Therefore, the correct answer is A, B, C are correct. Now coming to the question which you have to answer today, and I hope that you are going to answer it. The question says, in case of IPO, there is an underwriting agreement, that is a provision that grants the underwriter the right, which is not an obligation, to sell more shares than originally planned by the issuer in case of the demand in the market. So what is this right called? We have 5 options here. Mark your answer by replying in the YouTube comment. I will be coming with more interesting questions in the next video. Subscribe to the ixamBee channel if you are preparing seriously for banking and other competitive exams. Good luck for your preparation.